What's up, everyone? This is Tatum. I'm back with another episode of Flowers, and tonight I'm doing an album that this is truly slept on to me. This album is truly slept on to me, and I'm probably the first channel on YouTube to review this album and give this album some praise. Tonight, if you read the title already, tonight I'm giving flowers to Jay-Z's Blueprint 2, The Gift and the Curse. R-O-C, yeah, #1 click. Hey. If you clicked on this video, thank you. First and foremost. I was listening to I'm gonna just be straight up and real. I was listening to the Blueprint 2 today, and I got back into my nostalgia moment when I first got that CD, which I'll get to. And I was like, oh, this album's still pretty fucking good. It has some of, I'll say this, it has some of Jay-Z's best raps. Like, this is my favorite Jay-Z rapping. And what I mean by that, his flow is just crazy. He was so comfortable. Like, it was right after the Blueprint, so it was like, he really was just like, it's a victory lap right before the retirement album, you know. But I understand the criticisms. I understand the criticism with this album as well. It's hard to do a double album in hip hop, man. It's just tough. Even now in streaming, when albums are like fucking 20 plus songs or 30 songs, which is technically a double album, it's just a task to get through. But I'm not gonna take up too much of your time. I'm gonna run through the track list because it is a double album, and just fan out, you know. And if you're a fan of Jay-Z like I am, you should enjoy this. And if you also a fan of Jay-Z, you should subscribe to this and hit that like button. But let's get started. The album starts with A Dream, Hovey Baby, Watchers 2, 03 Bonnie and Clyde, and Excuse Me Miss. Those are the first 5 songs. And I know some people are like, I don't really like the A Dream with Biggie. I could see that being like, what if he just started it with Hovey Baby? That would have been crazy. But that verse, I see, he said jealousy, I said got the whole industry, and Kanye doing the reach out, that beat was tough. A very slept on Kanye beat is that A Dream on the intro to Blueprint 2. And even to have Faith Evans on there. I remember, quick backstory, I got that CD, I was in maybe 7th grade. And my mother brought that shit home for me after work. It was like an early Christmas gift. That shit was like, she loves me. And it was a double fucking disc Jay-Z CD, and I'm the biggest Jay-Z fan. So going to Hovey Baby, Just Blaze Beats crazy. Probably one of my favorite Jay-Z songs of all time. Just from they say a midget standing on a giant shoulder can see much further than a giant. That's probably my favorite line too. He knew he was the king of the rap shit at that time. He just battled Nas, The Watcher, like even the song choices, like redoing a Biggie song, redoing The Watcher, redoing Bonnie and Clyde. Excuse Me Miss is just incredible. This is where the gift gets a little tainted when you get to the yo was show out her backside to join with Sean Paul. What They Gonna Do? I never knew that song was even called What They Gonna Do. I never knew that. All Around the World, I love. Great record. A very slept on Jay-Z record. Like, no one mentions All Around the World. Same song. Great record. Poppin' Tags. Insane. Killer Mike verse. Twister. Big Boy on a Kanye West beat. Like, that's like some things you gotta just like step back. I found myself, the older I get, the more I step back and look at like certain moments we got in hip hop that were probably unappreciated at the time. And I think Poppin' Tags is one of those moments. Sorry. Somebody's gonna look at this video and be like, what? Fuck All Night, that's a guilty pleasure of mine. I just listened to that song last week and today, so like it's a guilty pleasure. But I can see how someone find it cheesy. The bounce, we get the Kanye intro verse that we not intro, but the first Kanye. Well, I guess he was on the Blueprint as well. First rap verse from Kanye on the Jay-Z album that you see on the Genius doc. Not one of the best collabs, but I love how Jay-Z. I was about to say Ye-Z. I love how Jay-Z pops his shit on there like.
I has it, the Blueprint classic. Couldn't even be stopped by Ben Laden.
September 11th marks the ever forever of a revolutionary Che Guevara. Now it's a whole museum of Hov MC. Is everybody looping the flow? You see him, everybody looping up soul. It's like they're trying to make the Blueprint 2 before Hov. That's a crazy bar. Did It My Way's cool. Go to the second disc. I'm gonna ask you right here, what disc did you prefer? The Gift or the Curse? Let me know in the comments. Diamonds is Forever, which is like a Rockefeller war chant. It's kind of corny. Going to Guns N' Roses, which is, I think, the first time we see Jay-Z step into that rock element, which he kind of leans heavy into later in his career with, it's weird saying later in his career, 4 years later, with Linkin Park with the Collision chorus. But I thought it sounded dope. Like, even a Big Apple double entendre he had in there, to Heavy D doing production. How could I forget about that? Heavy D did the beat, and it's a Heavy D production, you bastards. You Don't Know remix with a little updated beat with MOP. MOP sounds perfect on that beat. Just perfect. I forgot Meet the Parents was on here. Somehow, some way is like Guess Who's Back and This Can't Be Life Part 3 in a way. Another missed opportunity, right? The Jay-Z Beanie and Scarface album. I feel like if it was in today's time, we would have got that album already. Or even the Beans and Scarface album. Like, I feel like if we were in today's time, we would have got those albums. Like, I think a lot of ego stopped a lot of great moments in hip hop back in the early 2000s and 90s. And just unfortunate events like Biggie passing away, we couldn't get the Commission album. Some people hate with Jay-Z's getting out his frustration that he was lashed out against since the Ether. You finally seen Jay-Z with like his back against the wall kind of feel. Ether stunk. The Blueprint 2, even though I hate that goddamn Austin Powers hook, I think it was a good collection. It was good. It was good for the beef. I always wonder, because I put this record up against Nas' Last Real Nigga Alive from Godson, because it was around the same time. And I always like, which one is better? Like Jay-Z saying, just because a nigga wear kufi, it don't mean that he bright. It just means you understand all the bullshit that he writes. Is it Uchi Wally Wally or is it one mic? Is it black girl lost a shorty owe you for ice? Crazy. But Nas like stepped into, it sounded like even though I think he's younger than Jay-Z, he had like a OG persona on Last Real Niggas Alive. Like, nigga, we accepted you. I remember the night Big took him in, and it was like, nigga, I was always the one. You was always trying to be my son. You love my style, nigga. Nigga, please, Young Chris. If you were around in that time when people were saying like Jay-Z took Young Chris flow, if you listen to that, you can hear it. You can hear it. Too Many Hoes can go. As One can go. Ballad of Fallen Soldiers can go. Show You How. Show You How was on a mixtape that I heard that summer before. That song, like, when at the end he had the girl like still in the baggie, you know, put a little in the baggie, put a little in the purse. Like, it was a girl at the end. I wonder why they took her off. Maybe like just paying her, maybe didn't want to pay her anything. Bitches and Sisters, terrible in retrospect, but he did have a bar in there. I got a sister who school me too. Shit you chickens do, tricking fools. Got a whole Robin Givens crew that I kick it to. They be dipping dudes every like even though it's fucked up and misogynistic, he killed it a little bit. Then you get the bonus track of What They Gonna Do Part 2, which is trash as well. Overall, out of 5 though, I get a Blueprint 2. I'm gonna bring my hat down like Jay-Z. Let me get my cape on real fast. I'll give it a nice 5 out of 5. Nah, I'll give it a 3.5 out of 5. It's too bloated. Like, even though it's a lot of moments I love on here, like, I'll give it, for real, I'll run it down. I love Hobie Baby. I love The Watcher Part 2. Rakim killed that, by the way. I love Bonnie and Clyde. Love Excuse Me Miss. Love All Around the World. Love Poppin' Tags. Love Fuck All Night. Love Guns N' Roses. Meet the Parents. Somehow, Some Way. People Hate. Blueprint. I'll take Nigga Please. And Show You How. I don't know how many songs that was out of 25, but it was a lot. You know what I mean? So if he took out some, I feel with the Blueprint in closing that he was trying to like just hit every sound he could. So he had the pop Sean Paul sound with Timbaland at that time. He had the rock sound. He had the sample sound. He had the hardcore hip hop. He had this. He had that. You know what I mean? He had the West Coast sound. He had the Neptunes. Like, he had so many sounds of that time. He had Heavy D. Like, it was so many. It just felt good. It's a feel good album to me. Out of Jay-Z's discography, like, it's a really feel good album, even though it's a double disc. And even on streaming, it's easier now because You ain't got to switch the disc like we used to have to do. Also, the Blueprint 2.1, where it has Stop on there, and I think the see you don't, the Punjabi remix was on there, and they kind of condensed it. I'm not sure if that one's on streaming services, but that gives you a more condensed version of this album, which it kind of flows a little better. But you know, this channel is all about like shining light on shit that people seem to unnotice. So this album was just perfect for the flower segment. Yeah, Blueprint 2 by Jay-Z, The Gift and the Curse. Let me know in the comments. What do you think about the Blueprint 2, honestly? With some of your favorite songs on there, with some of your least favorite songs on there, let me know in the comments. Don't forget to hit the like button, hit that subscribe button. I'm Tatum. Peace.